In this video, we'll see if we can make this go away without going to a dealer. So sit back and I'll take you along for the ride. So what we have here is a 2012 F-150 XLT with EcoBoost engine. And you can see we have a tire pressure sensor fault. So the tire pressure sensors on these vehicles are actually located inside of the tire. They're mounted right to the valve stem. Here is what a new one looks like. Okay. So I guess these are lithium-ion batteries, and over time these things wear out. As you can see, this truck's got 194,000 miles on it. It's 2012. It's 2023 right now, so the battery's dead in one or more of these things. So what we have to first figure out is which tire the sensor is bad on. So in order to do that, we have to put the truck into learning mode. Okay, or I'm sorry, retraining mode, to try to retrain these tire pressure sensors. So to do so, we have to first turn off the truck, take the key out, put the key back in, turn the ignition on, and go to our hazard button and hit it 6 times, and that should put it into training mode for the tire pressure sensor. So let's give this a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that. So now it's telling us we have to train the left front tire. So, you know, some guys will tell you have to have a fancy tool for that just goes up. You hold the tool and it goes right next to the valve stem, and it trains the sensor. But we can accomplish it a different way. All you really actually need is a tire gauge with the capability of removing air from the tire. So we're going to go out to the left front, and what we have to do is let air out of that tire, and once a couple pounds are out of the tire, just, you know, a pound or two are out of the tire, we'll hear a beep on the horn, meaning that that sensor is trained. So let's give it a try. Boom, you heard the beep? That means that sensor's working, that one's trained. Now on the dash it says, train right front. Go to the right front and try the same thing. Bear with me as we maneuver our way around here. Okay. Boom, that one's trained. So those two are both good and operational. Now go back up, what does it tell you? It tells you to train right rear tire. So let's make our way back there. Right rear tire. It basically has you do a circle all the way around the truck in the same direction to kind of make it a little bit easier on you, but here we go. Well, by now that one should have went off, so I think we found our culprit. So we know our tire pressure sensor in this tire is shot. Just for funsies, let's go over to the other tire back here and see if that one will train. Okay, that one trained. So for sure we know 3 of the 4 of them are good. So I know we train these out of order and it thinks we have one left, but that's okay. We're not going to hurt anything. So now we can go ahead and turn our ignition off, and we know which tire is the problem. So I'm going to shut you off here, get us set up, and I'll show you how we do the next step here. So stay tuned. So you may have guessed the next step is actually going to be removing the tire, because in order to get to that sensor, we have to actually pop the tire off the bead on that side there. So we're going to go ahead and remove the tire. You can see it. You can see the edge of a jack stand. I do have the axle up, I jacked up and on a jack stand, and with the jack there for extra support. So now we're going to go ahead and pop off our tire. Wrong side. Okay, so lug nuts are all off. Most of you guys know aluminum rims don't like to come off from steel rotors. So the best method I found to do this is take a good heavy rubber mallet and give her a bunch of whacks around the edge here to loosen up, and then give it a good swift kick. So if anybody else knows a better method, please let me know, but this is what I found to work. So we're gonna give it a try here on camera, and hopefully it works for us. Give her a kick. Look at that, popped right off. Sometimes it doesn't go that easy. It takes a couple kicks and a couple more revolutions of that, but that's the way I've found to do it. All right, so I'll get us set up for the next part, show you how we're gonna remove the bead. Stay tuned. So the correct way to get the bead off is to either have somebody with a tire machine or get yourself a bead breaker or something like that, but I don't have a bead breaker or a tire machine handy, so you got to work with what you got. And well, here's what I got. I got a bottle jack, I got a hitch, and I got some tuba furs. So the idea is I've got the bottle jack all tight in there, and I'm gonna jack down, and I've got the 2x4 sitting right on the edge of the rim and the tire there, and that should be enough to push the rim down. I've already removed my core from my valve stem there, so there's no air left in the tire. So I'm going to set you up on the tripod and we'll see if this works. All right, so stay tuned just a second. All right, I've got you all set up. My one worry is that this bottle jack isn't going to have enough throw, and I might have to redo my setup with a little bit more length on it, but we're going to give this a shot. So first thing I'm going to do is hit my rim with some PB Blaster all the way around, just to try to help that slide off a little bit more, and it'll help it slide back on later too. So a little bit of PB, never hurt anybody anyways. So here we go. All right, we're gonna try jacking this bad boy up. We'll see what happens. See, I am getting some movement on the bead there. Sliding down the slightest bit, but I might run out of throw on my jack here. I'm getting really close. Yep, I did run out of throw on my jack, but we did get some movement. We'll see if we can stand on her here a little bit here to pop off. Nope, I need a little bit more throw on that jack. So let me get our setup a little bit differently. We'll come back and we'll try it again. Stay tuned. All right. Well, my old bottle jack wasn't going to be sufficient there. It just didn't have a long enough travel on that on the bottle there. So I was able to rig something up here with a floor jack. This is not, again, the right way to do it, but this is all I had to do it. So I rigged it up with my floor jack and a couple pieces of wood under my hitch there, and I was going to film it, but turned out it worked too well. So I rigged it up, gave her a few pumps, put some pressure on it, and it actually popped that bead right off. So anyways, you can see my sensor right there. So now I can go ahead and drive that out, and then I should be able to feed the new one back up in there, pull the valve stem through, and then away we go. So I'm going to go ahead and drive that other one out from the top, and then get the other one in, and I will show you once we got her back in. All right, we have our new valve stem installed. What I wound up doing is I broke the bottom off the old one, and I came in with a razor blade and I cut the bottom, and then I pulled it up through the top with the pliers for the old one. The new one, I used a healthy dosage of soapy water on the rubber all around there, and I kept just tug it a little bit, soap it, tug it a little bit, soap it, tug it a little bit, soap it. Gripped it way down in here with a channel locks, and I worked it up into place. So you want to make sure that that thing is pretty well, like, not angled one way or the other. Have it pretty perpendicular, or I guess parallel to the rim there when you're installing it. All right, so now I can go ahead and remove the jack, and then we can try to get some air back in this bad boy. So I'll bring it down to the compressor, and I'll show you as I'm trying to get that bead to seat. So stay tuned. All right, I got it set up down by the compressor here, so we're going to see if we can seat that bead. It looks like I might be in luck and it might seat itself here without any much intervention, but we're going to take some soapy water, spray it all the way around. That way, it'll help that bead slide on a little bit easier. So we're going to take her, hit her with the compressor, and see if we can get her to seat. So, see what happens. Oh, there we go. She's trying to seat herself. Look at that. Popped right back on. No worries. And the fact that I have that soapy water on there lets me see if I have any leaks. So I don't see any bubbling. I can spray her a little bit more now that she's on there, but if I had any leaks around that rim, you'd see bubbles coming up. But I don't have any. Whoop. All right, so I'm going to take her up to, it's supposed to be 35 PSI, but I'm going to take her up to 37, just because I know I'm going to be letting some air out in a second up there when I'm retraining my sensor. So let's see where we're at. 20. Well, got a little bit to go. You don't need to watch me do that. You all know how to do that. So I will bring you back when once we put the wheel on, and we're gonna try to retrain the sensor. So I'll bring you back in a minute. All right, tire's back up. Now I've got the tire on. I haven't tightened the lugs yet, so I figured, you know what? A lot of you are gonna know how to do this. Some of you might not. So we'll go ahead and show you how I tighten the lug nuts. So I've already got this one and this one snugged up. Just light so that it's flush. But basically you want to go in a star pattern. So I went here, here, and you want to go here, 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 here. That way the tire or the rim seats evenly against the hub in there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. You notice that as I'm sucking it in, you can see the rim move in more and more and more. So that just shows you how going the diagonal way helps snug it up, you know, make it flat. All right, we'll just give her a little bit more here. Yep. And we'll go one more. And that's all I do. Now some people are going to say, but Fixer, you didn't use a torque wrench to get the proper torque settings. Yeah, if a guy has all the proper tools, he can do that. But like I said, you got to work with what you got. Not everybody's got a torque wrench, but a lot of people have an impact wrench, or you can do this with a T-bar. You can use the same method, just tighten it up. I'm not going to say tighten it as hard as you can, but tighten it so it doesn't want to budge anymore with some extreme force. So that's what I do. So I'm going to shut you off now, and then we're going to hop in the truck and we will retrain our sensors. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we're back in the truck. I actually pulled down by my shed here, so I'm by the compressor since I've let some air out of the tires. All right, so key on. Hit the hazard button 6 times. All right, we're in training mode. Now we're gonna train that left front. Okay, let's see here. All right, trained. Go to the right front. Where are we at here? Train. All right, now we'll train the one we just put in, see what happens. And we'll go ahead and train our last one. All right, now we're back in the truck and we'll go ahead and turn the key off. Boom, now we're trained. All right. All right, now let's go ahead and start the truck and see if our warning's gone. Hey, look at that. Warning is gone. Well, that about does it for this video. Hopefully it helps somebody out. Do remember to put air back in your tires since you let air out of all 4 tires. That way you're not low. So just bring them back up to whatever you set your tires at. But yeah, hopefully this helps somebody out. Please like and subscribe to keep stuff like this going again. So until next time, take care.